Good morning, YouTube. Still in downtown Dayton. I'm at Riverscape Great Miami River. So this is another one of the boondoggle projects that they have planned. Well, they've had this planned for a while. They think they're going to make this into this kayak area for kayakers. It's beautiful weather. Beautiful morning, hardly anybody down here, of course. And as I talked about in one of the other videos, questioning the motives of politicians. This is another thing we got to question. Why do they want certain things? And this is another reason why we got to question them too. They kind of build over the old Lowhead Dam there. I guess this kind of slide thing in hopes that they can get people to kayak through here, through the Great Miami River. But I ultimately have my doubts if this is going to be successful, because I just don't think people really want to come downtown through the middle of some filthy city, to kayak. And the other thing too, the water depth on the river down here is really not all that good, and they ultimately need deeper water. If you're going to have kayaking, you need to have deeper water, and parts of the river are just way too shallow as it is for kayaking. Like certain parts of the river, you may only have a couple feet of water at the very most. You can tell by the water here, it's not really moving all that much. You need a little bit of a swifter current to try and get to support something like kayakers. But ultimately this project is not going to be successful. I've only seen a couple people kayak through that section down there, which was the first section that they ultimately worked on this. But we haven't had a whole lot of rain recently, and the water depth through here has just been is really not all that good. Because you guys will see further up here, if you look at the banks on the other side, there's so many bare spots in the river, it's not even funny. So why do politicians want this? Why are they so determined to force the issues on projects like this? We have to really ask ourselves this, people. And you can tell, look at this water depth, people. There's not enough water here for something like kayaking. So ultimately, this ain't going to be successful. It's just going to be another big flop, ultimately. Because you can see some of the river from right here. That can't be any more than probably 18 inches deep across. And I'm somebody who's a nature lover. I love to do things outdoors. And I've talked about this in other videos. When people spend out time, there's a bunch of ducks over there, or maybe baby geese. And you see even how low the water level is right there. Look at all that empty bare spots along the river where there should be water. And as somebody who hikes and loves to do things outdoors, I would rather be in a quiet spot than versus being in the middle of some city if I'm gonna do things outdoors. Except maybe, do a bike ride along the bike path. Bike riding, yeah, I don't mind going through the city some, but ultimately, this ultimately is not going to be successful. But there's so many people who buy into the hype, who don't want to believe that our politicians are really crooked. You have so many people. And of course, a lot of people here, they drink the local Democratic Kool-Aid, because they don't want to oppose any ideas that the mayor and the people that they think are trying to do so much good for the city oppose. So that's ultimately what a lot of this is, people. And I'm somebody who's telling you people, a lot of this stuff they're trying to do is not going to be successful. You know, recreational opportunities are fine, but start focusing on the real issues. Our schools and other things. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up on this